As soon as at the onshore.
Yeah.
We wrote to America here that it's very bad and we want to get out there. So Uncle Ned wrote us that he cannot take a whole family, right? And he wants to take only, I think,
Well, he wants to take the mother first. The mother
we
said-
wanted,
Yeah.
but he didn't want
He
it.
wanted the mother,
Yeah.
but the mother said, I want to save my children first. I'm not so important.
Yeah.
That was,
Well, he only wanted the mother.
yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculous. Huh?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Because his sister, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So then they decided that I'm going to be the first one to leave, but they said there's only for
Because
one
he
person.
was in danger
Yeah.
As a man.
as a man, yes. And I was not in danger. Mother said, you kind of was not, nobody will do something to you. It's not so important for you. And you got small children. I was all wrapped up in my baby. I wasn't thinking at all to go.
Oh,
No.
in other words, your idea was just it was going to blow over.
Yes, and I was all wrapped up in my baby. And I remember that like today, after came to me in the morning, I was sitting and he said, so what do you think you will do? And I said, well, nothing is to do, it will be better, don't worry about it. And he said, no, it will not be better, it will get worse. You have to think. And I was thinking, what is she talking about? I never will go. Why should I go? I'm born here and that's
Funny.
Oh, I see. Okay, so now
So I closed up early and I went home.
you knew what was going on
Yeah.
during the day that
Yeah.
day.
And when I went home, when we were living on Tauberstrasse 666, right? That's around the corner from
Yeah.
where I had my shop,
Right.
right? So I went up there
Where was the shop?
and Volkertstrasse.
Oh, okay.
That's around the corner.
Yeah.
When you come out from the building, it's to the right side of the corner there. It's the Volkertstrasse. And that's where I had right away across the street there. I had a nice little shop there. And I was doing very good. And I closed up and I went home. And as soon as I went home, I saw already what was going on, that they were left and right, the SS men, and they were dragging the Jewish men all over there, you know, and the big wagons were outside there, the Lastwagen, what they call this, you know, and they had ladders there, they had to go up on a ladder there and to get in there. And they packed them in like they're like...
Were these open wagons or closed?
Huh?
Were they closed vans or were they open?
Open.
How did they know who was a Jew? Just by looking at them?
They know. They went to the janitors in the building. They found out all who were the Jews in the building.
Okay, so now this is what you see going around the
Yeah.
corner going home.
Yeah. So no, well, where should I go? I go home, right? And as soon as I went home, they told me right away I should hide somewhere because they're
Who
going.
they?
Litzy and her mother.
Oh, okay.
They told me I should hide somewhere because they're going around and they're rounding up all the Jews, the men. And it was not long, maybe a few minutes later, knocking on the door, right? And they come, Mr. Mir, Herr Mayor. So I stayed there and I say, yes, come with us, right? And right away, just the way I am. You don't have to take nothing with you, they say, you just come with us. That's how they rounded you up. And there's a few more from the building there, and all of them went in that wagon up there. And we go there in Prater. And in Prater, that it was already night, it was cold, and we were shivering, you know. And we were about maybe a couple hundred people there already that big truck. So, and then we went there, there was a police commissariat in Prater. And on the lawn there, they had us all lined up, all of us there. And then we had to run around, and they had to make exercise and everything, and they were throwing them and juiced them back and forth, and they were whipping them and so, you know. And I saw what was going on there, and I was lucky to sneak away there always, when the next one came to be whipped.
Was this in Prato, or you
In
said it was
Prato.
in, I thought you said the
First
other
it
day.
started in Prato, and then it continued in the Elizabeth promenade, in the Reitschule. So from there, we had to run to, we had to run to the Elizabeth promenade in the wie hat die Gassen geheißen dort?
No, it doesn't matter what the
The
name is.
Reitschule is dort.
The Spanish Reitschule.
Spanish, yeah, the Lebanese horses were there,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, I know very well, yeah.
Yes, and that's where they brought all of them there, from the what they have rounded up all the Jews.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, standing there in the hay, you know, with the...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Where they keep the lippers on it.
Yeah.
Where were the horses? The horses weren't there?
no. So we were there, and everybody was thinking, who knows what's going to be, and in the meantime we see what was going on there. They picked some of them out from the big crowd because they had all the names in there, and they took out first the big shots, you know, the big Jews, the rich ones, they had the money, and we had businesses, big businesses, and they were massacred them
Well, what?
terrible. you
Yeah.
know.
Like,
Okay, what should I tell you now? And this is something that happened, but isn't it? It's common to children. You know.
I don't know what that means.
You cannot explain that it's possible what they did to those poor Jewish people. They were hurting them so hard that they were begging them they should kill them.
And you were watching this?
Mhm.
You were watching
Yes.
this?
They were begging them they should kill them because they said they cannot stand it anymore. And the German says, no, you have to suffer. You're not going to get killed so easy. So, and this was going on there for days there, a few days.
You were in the Spanish riding school for a few days?
Yeah. We were there for about 5 days. To get to the commissar inside. So when I went inside there, and that was after 4 days, something like that. And I was starving for hunger there, I was shivering, and he says to me, called me up, your name, and you have a chance to ask me if I have a chance to get out from here. I says, yes. I says, and I had with me,
You had all the papers with you?
yeah.
How come?
I was carrying around my passport and with the visa with me.
Just by coincidence?
Yeah. So I says I'm going to go to America, and I'm have my visa already. And he said, why didn't you go before? I says, well, I was waiting for the visa, and now I got the visa and I can go out. He says, can you go out in 48 hours? I says, yes, I want to go out. So he says, he was mad like hell that I had this thing with me. And he says, well, you sign here this letter here, and on the letter it says here that anything what I had seen and what I had done here with the people here, that I have the government no mention from it, nowhere, and not to say anything what's going on here. And I get to leave in 48 hours, otherwise we're gonna arrest me and you're gonna send me in a concentration camp. That's what he told me. I says, I signed for this thing, the papers, and then he let me go. He let me out from the, that was on the Elizabeth Promenade.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Now, it's, by now, it's 5 days have gone by.
Yes,
So it's now the 15th.
yes, yeah. Now I come and I get out there and I go home.
Uh-huh.
All right, people were very happy to see me. How did I got so easy out is because Erna was working on this thing.
Uh-huh.
She went there and she told them, when I was inside, that I was arrested and I'm gonna go to Vienna, to America, and I have my passport with me and my visa and everything. And she accomplished this thing that I was able to get to that commissar, police commissar, the SS commissar.
She set it up so that that man would be the
That's
one
right.
that would call you, or you wouldn't have been
I
called?
think so. I wouldn't have been called, no.
Or do you think maybe it was just a coincidence?
That was not coincidence, that was set up. Yeah.
How do you think she accomplished that?
She went to on the Pritzstraße, that is the main SS bureau. And that's where she went.
Was she always like that?
Oh yes, she was going places all over. She was not afraid. No.
Right away there. You see? Oh! That you have to wear.
Do you know where they went? I got the last address.
Where are you? I can't see.
Die ausgewandert.
I can't.
No, I'm reaching
yeah,
it to
okay.
you.
I can't. Never mind.
See, Ilse, this is
Look a brief.
this is what they opened up, and they wrote down they're
brief.
ausgewandert.
A
Yeah.
brief.
Das wird es geschrieben.
Aha.
Verfasst. Ja.
Look a brief.
Ja. Well, das ist dasselbe wie die Mrs. Good hat geschrieben, auch solche kleine.
Ja?
Ja. Hier,
Oh, ja.
see this? This is
Da hast du das Datum. 42.
42.
Da hast
Oh boy.
du. Du siehst es aufkommen.
Jude.
That's,
You see? See
you caught me by surprise.
It was in 42.
Okay,
It was
it
in
is in 42. Okay, so
So
now we've
then-
got a long,
Then
it's a
after
long 3
I
years.
was living there with the woman 2-3 years. And then the cat came in our house.
Mhm.
That means the whole house had to go to the school there. It was a school. And meet there, and then they go to that time. That was the transport direct to the gas chambers.
Mhm.
That was it. No more, you could not stay there like my mother and father. They could stay for a while. But that was direct, a direct transport, direct to the chambers. That was it. So I got the car.
But did you know that then?
No,
You wouldn't have known that it was the gas
I didn't
chambers,
know.
but you knew
I
that
did
it would
not
be
know,
to...
But after I found
But
out.
did you know then that it was directly to a concentration camp rather than to
No,
a...
no, I did not, because the mother and father
They
was
didn't
staying
know
there.
either.
They didn't know either,
Okay.
so I didn't know. So she said, Mrs. Greenberg, she said to me, Ellen, we have to pay. We have to make ready everything, and we have to go, the start room and everything, the time and everything to school.
I went out. I was so nervous. I went on the street and I was on the way. I met Steffi.
Talk about guardian angels, right?
Yeah, I met Steffi. And Steffi said, where are you going and where are you living? And I said, I'm working. I had still my job. And I'm doing the buttonholes. And she said, I could use you. When you sew, you can come to me and you can work with me. And you can eat with me, she said. And I said, okay, that's an opportunity, you know. I said, okay, when can I come? She said, tomorrow. I made everything ready.
When were you supposed to go to the school? Tomorrow.
Yeah. I said nothing to nobody. So I went to Steffi. I went to her and I told her, listen, I don't know, she was not informed about the whole Geschichte. Sie hat gewusst, Hitler ist da, man verfolgt die Juden, but that's all.
Yeah, so
Nicht, man bringt sie um und das hat die Steffi nicht gewusst.
A lot of people didn't know
Lana
that.
didn't know,
Well,
they did not realize.
They didn't
So
realize
I
when
you
you
said,
didn't
go.
realize it yourselves.
Yeah.
No.
So I said, Steffi, I have to go. Ich habe die Karte gekriegt, ich muss dorthin gehen. I have to be there. And she said, aber komm zu mir, bleib bei mir. So she was in divorce and she was run down. She was so low in ganz that she needs somebody. She needs somebody. So she said, bleib bei mir, komm zu mir. And I said, you want me? I come tomorrow with a little,
Valise.
that's all. And I will stay for a while and see what's going on in the meantime. Maybe es dreht sich das ganz
Maybe
schnell.
it will settle.
Maybe es wird Zeit, maybe. So she said, and I said, now I have to tell you something. If you can promise and swear that you will nobody tell, not even your friend with whom you are sleeping here.
And she had a boyfriend.
But not even him you have to tell. Who I am and what I'm doing here. You just said I'm visiting. And my husband is in the war. And I told her this every day. Every day, Steffi. She got a girlfriend, very close. Not your girlfriend. Not a neighbor. Nobody.
Nobody
That
should know that
is
she's
your
there.
secret. And it has to be till I go away from you.
So at this point, you stopped wearing your star.
So she said, all right, come. I stopped where I was in the factory, that was a factory, and I went to her, and she got in a bed in a little room. That where I was sleeping in a bed, and she was in her room.
What kind of a bed?
In a Rusa. Du weißt, was in a bed. You opened it up.
Folding, folding.
Okay.
No, not a
Something
bed.
like it.
It is small and klein.
Okay, like a folding cot.
Yeah.
Folding cot
Yes,
is a lot.
yes. Und dort habe ich geschlafen.
Aufstellbett.
Aufstellbett, ja. Dort hat sie mich lassen schlafen. And I was sewing with her all day long.
In her house?
In her house,
Yeah.
yeah. She got
So people who saw you assumed
nobody saw
nobody
me.
saw you?
Nobody. Who should? She
Well,
went.
her boyfriend who?
Her boyfriend saw me once in a while and knows that he was in the war. He was in the war, and I'm a friend of her.
I see.
And I come once in
So
a
in other
while.
words, you were passing. you were
Yeah.
passing as not being Jewish.
I come once in a while visiting her.
So basically, at this point, you kind of disappeared into the system,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you had no papers that
No
were
I had no
nothing.
legitimate.
I had no papers. I had no the Karten für Lebensmittel.
No ration card or
no
whatever.
ration
You
cards.
know, that was a big thing. A big Nobody hat gewusst, wer ich bin. I was in hiding and I was not an der Oberfläche. Die ganzen Jahre. Niemand.
No one knew who were you? Did you change your name?
No. I don't had a name.
So you were nobody.
A
Nobody.
nobody. Yes, a nobody.
Question is, you go to Sweden and you stay there for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to the police
Yeah.
and go,
Okay, but how long were you then in Sweden?
a year and a half.
So you headed out of Sweden in, what, 1940?
1941.
1941. So
Yeah.
the war had in fact already begun by then.
Yeah.
Okay, and now where do you go?
Well, I was lucky. I had the help from the Baroness.
Mhm.
They helped me to get the ticket.
What baroness?
This is a Baroness. She was one, her people came from
Rich
Czechoslovakia.
people who helped him.
And she was
Det var något
Sweden.
Money har det kort. Det har man mycket.
All right, he was working, he was
Yeah, well,
making.
I want to hear it from him. I've heard your version for years. I want to hear it direct.
So they helped me to get the ticket.
The ticket to where?
Airport, to Russia, through Russia.
To where?
Through Russia.
But where did you go? Where?
From
From,
Sweden.
From Sweden.
By, what is this,
from
by
Sweden
train?
to where?
From Sweden by plane to Kiev, from Kiev to Vladivostok, from Vladivostok to Manila.
So you went
You
by
went
plane?
from, you
Cost the
flew,
Bauhaus.
I flew,
That's
yes.
you flew from,
Yeah, they had
From
a ticket.
Sweden?
Yeah, they had a ticket for me to fly over England,
from,
over Norway to England first.
right?
But the plane I came to, with the train from northern Sweden took too long, and the plane left.
You wind up flying from Stockholm now to,
To Kiev, because
Kiev.
the plane, I was lucky, the plane got shut down over Norway.
okay, so now
So the
you,
plane you missed?
The plane I missed
how did you
Gotcha.
find that out?
on the plane.
Great fun. So now you fly to Kiev, and from Kiev you fly
To Moscow.
to Moscow.
Yeah.
There wasn't any trouble doing this?
No. Was no war yet in Russia.
Okay.
And then I took the train from
This is when, 42?
41,
41.
just before they started in.
Oh.
Just before. I
So what
just
was
made
that,
it.
the summer of 41?
Yeah, I just made it.
It's the summer of
Yeah, that was
41.
it. I came here in July 31st. And it took me 2 months to come.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's June.
I know, but
Don't
In
worry,
May.
she's not gonna get a short shrift.
she's out. She
Ah.
In May,
You werd
Wait a minute, wait a minute. I can't
in
follow.
April,
April of 41?
from
Oh, yeah.
April 41.
So you left Sweden in April of 41,
Yeah,
and you flew from Stockholm to
To Kiev.
Kiev, and from Kiev to Moscow.
From Moscow, I took a train 9 days and 9 days, nights to Vladivostok,
That's the,
Siberia.
the Trans-Siberian
Yeah.
Express.
Yes.
Son of a gun. From Vladivostok,
I
you
took a
were
boat to Manila, 3 days.
to Manila. That's now what, when is this now? We're still
This
We're
in,
still in July,
No,
July of,
July was already here.
oh, so in
Yeah,
June.
that was May. It was already May. It took me 2 months to get here.
okay. But you
I was
had,
30 days on the boat.
From Manila.
from Manila.
And you arrived here in July 41.
41. Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually before the war.
Oh, yeah.
I was under the impression that it was after the war.
No,
Oh,
before
okay.
the war. That's why my luck. Because if the war starts early, I
Ja.
would have got stuck in Russia.
Die Mais war terrible. England is intermediate with mais, especially there in the East End. So we were living there maybe 3-4 weeks, and the raids, I had to grab about 10 o'clock in the morning, grab the baby and run from shelters. And I had to run in a beer brewery where the fossils wanted to go downstairs and hin and her. It was terrible. It was then so bad it got worse and worse. And then we went on the Jewish market one Saturday, and he started to drop bombs. And we ran in a one next door. She had a shelter out in the yard. It was just as made like a room, you know, like a grave, and with a little door. And there we ran, and I just had outside, we bought a new carriage for her, and I just grabbed the baby, and we ran in there, and it opened, and whoom! And it was in the middle of our street, there's a big crane, a big hole. And we were lucky that it wasn't a direct hit of us. And we came out and we said, no, we can't stay here anymore. We grabbed the baby, and they said, we shall go in the West End. There it's not so bad. He started in the East End where the Jews are. That was the beginning where he started bombing. In the East End. It was the first attack. That was on a Saturday afternoon on the market where we went. And we were lucky. And then we came, we couldn't use the carriage anymore. There was a big hole from the splinters, and all glass, and my windows and my drapes were everything outside on. So we didn't take anything. Just I took a few diapers and took the baby, and we went to the West End. We took a bus, and there we went. It was a church. And we heard the rabbis there in the church, and other people went in the church, and we were there in the church. We walked in, and we heard boom, boom, when the lights went out downstairs and everything. So many hours. It was already when it was at night, and when it was getting lighter, then it was quiet. Then they went back again. You know, they dropped all the bombs and then went back again. So about 6 o'clock in the morning, we went there, and what shall we do? We had no more windows. In the flat, we couldn't go in, we can't sleep by nothing more. So he said to me, you know what, I take you to the police station. Maybe they can do something with you and the baby. Mehr wird nicht happen da, he said, just like this. But he had his job, he couldn't leave. It was from the government. They made there for the officers the codes, and he pressed the rears.
Yeah, the lapels.
Yeah, the lapels. So he took me to the police station with the baby, and he said, yes, they will put me on a train. A lot of women, I have priority because I have a baby. And they're sending me to a police station in the country. So first we were living in school. In the school we didn't get anything to eat, just condensed milk, carnation milk, and some bread. And I was feeding the baby. I had no bottles, nothing, because we had to the end in London, no more gas or electric, there was nothing more. So there was no use to stay there, I had to leave. So there I was living on a piece of bread or toast with the milk, because it was rationed already, and we didn't have our ration cards there in the new days, so till it all goes through. And we all lived to this. No diapers, no bathing a baby. She was 3 months old. I couldn't give her a bath. I couldn't wash any diapers, and she survived. When we heard the war was over, then we tried to go back to England, to London. We had enough of the country. London is London. You are in a...
Did it ever?
Guilty.
Well, I'm just curious. It's this bizarre kind of thing. Did it ever occur to you after the war to consider going back to Vienna?
Never. Never. I never wanted to go back to Vienna.
Well, no, but that's, you know.
No.
Did you want to stay in England?
Yeah. Yeah. I still had the affidavit, but I know we can't go. I mean, we never heard anything more, you know?
You would have stayed in England if it
Yes,
wasn't
of
for this.
course. I was already so many years in England, and Sylvia went there to school, you know? And
So why
So-
did you leave? Because family was here?
no,
or because
listen,
No,
all of a sudden, from the Blue Moon, we go and get a mail. There is American consul.
Your name finally came
They
up.
did, no, die Untersuchung, the examen, you shall come for the...
America.
Was tut man? What shall we do? Shall we go? Now we shall go, I said. Now we shall go to
It's all
America.
over.
So we asked den und den. So a friend of mine, Mrs. Bienstock.
Oh, I know that name.
Amerika gibt man nicht auf. Du fahr nach Amerika. Amerika gibt niemand auf. Amerika ist Amerika. Du fahr nach Amerika.
There's only one America.